Basically, this is extremely important, and I think that I will touch one specialized area instead of going around what the Buddha did, in what way the Buddha displayed compassion, and so forth. Why this karuna is so important? This is the point. And once we know that the need for this compassion, the need for this great compassion or the Mahakaruna, then the next thing is if you see the need, then whether we have the potential to give rise to this compassion, Mahakaruna. We have or we don't have. This again has to be explored. Then once you come to gain conviction that we have the potential to give to arise, to generate this Mahakaruna, the next question is how. How are we going to generate it? So these are the key questions. And without delving into this is like just remembering the legacies of some past great teachers like Buddha, just his legacies. Okay, he has been great, very compassionate. But the thing is that it's so relevant today. So the look at the domestic violence. Look at the violence happening on the international level, on the national level. This is all because of one enemy, that is anger, hatred. As long as we have this anger and hatred, the individual will not be happy, the family will not be happy, the nation will not be happy, and the world at large will not be happy. So this is the reality. And but people, the drawbacks of the human beings is they are very they're keen on the shortcuts. They only want the shortcuts. They don't really want to. They don't really go into detail to explore, and we don't really pay attention to plan for a long term, to create a long term plan. So with this in mind, I like to emphasize more on the area as to whether or not we have the potential to generate this unconditional compassion. And as the ICCR DG, Shri Dinesh Patnaik, what he said was that yes, it is. Many people they believe that we are born as a very a selfish person. What the neuroscientists they describe as the selfish genes. And in actuality, this is not the case. This is not the case. The reality is that the true nature of our being, although we are born, of course, as a young child, we see that the child displays selfishness. We have to accept the reality. And some people say that no, the children, they are so pure. It's not true. Children, they have the selfishness. They also don't want, they have jealousy when the other sibling, your sibling is taken care of by, you're given more attention, and then the child feels jealous, that the child doesn't want to share what you have. So these are the realities. As long as we don't accept the realities, we will never find the solution. So therefore, we have to see the reality and then accordingly see how we can modify that or rectify that. So with this in mind, we have to acknowledge that we do have the anger, we do have the selfishness, but that is not our true nature. This is one thing. So how that is not the true nature? To make it very quick, I don't want to spend too much time on this. How that is not the true nature is that like the very dirty water, however dirty the water is, although we don't want to drink the dirty water, but if we subject the dirty water to purification processes like reverse osmosis, ultrafiltration, so forth, we don't really have to bring the clean water from anywhere. The clean water is right there within this dirty water. Remove the dirt and the purity will come out. Remove our anger and the compassion will come out. This is the point. So we do have, everybody has, even Trump has this purity there inside. Only thing is that he fails to know that he has this seed of the perfection, seed of the purity. So if that is the reality, then his question is how to undo this. And before that, if you don't undo this, if you don't unravel this true nature within yourself, what's the problem? The problem is that all the chaos, the problems, say even as an individual, your health will degenerate. Instantly, your health will degenerate. Nowadays, the neuroscientists, the medical scientists, they talk about the need for the mental ease in order to have a quick recovery of your the body. So, the scientifically speaking, medically speaking, it is proven that your sound health has a tremendous role to play to your quick healing and to your sound health. So this is extremely important even for your personal hygiene, number one. Then number two is that in terms of the family, be compassionate, automatically the family is going to be happy. And why people are struggling so much with money, 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 power, power, so that my family will be happy. But you, in the family, you are destroying everything. You are not at all being compassionate. So if you don't know how to display compassion in a family, what's the use of all these big, big monies, all these positions and so forth? So the thing is that with this compassion, your family will be happier. And say the people accept you into any kind of society, given that with the expectation that you can be of some contribution to the community. And what community, what contribution? That contribution can come only with the compassion. Without the compassion, nothing will happen, and all your colleagues will not really appreciate you. So, and all the issues happening in the world is all because of this problem of the selfishness. So the point is that now the COVID-19 has taught us a great lesson. COVID-19 taught us that we are not an independent individuals. We are all interconnected beings. So we should take care of each other. So for example, even the whole world has the COVID vaccine, Pfizer or the vaccine. But if there's a small country left there, or a very undeveloped country left there without the vaccine, people from there will travel everywhere. So this is what we have seen. Just one person from Wuhan, he traveled, that spreads the disaster in the world. So this is the reality, how we are all interconnected. So with this in mind, the next question is, if we do have the potential to give rise to karuna, if the karuna is there inside us, then how to cultivate this? So we talk about the greatness of the Buddha. That's amazing. We talk about, wonders of compassion. But can we cultivate this? Do you want to be happy? This question. Do you want to be happy? Do you want your family to be happy? Do you want to have a physically healthy body? If yes, the answer lies in the karuna. Just practice this and you will see the magic, the wonder of your good health, of your good relationship with the family members. And if you are a leader, you will have a cordial relationship with the whole world. So now the next question is how to cultivate this. This is the question. How to cultivate this? Okay, so for that matter, if you look at the world, if you look at around you, do you see anybody who displayed this profound compassion, which we learn from the history, the biography of the Buddha? If you look around, do you see anybody who displays such compassion? Yes, of course. Look at the mothers. Look at all the mothers, almost like, if not 100%, 90% of the mothers, they will display such an unconditional love. They sacrifice everything for their children. So look at them. And look at the children. Children when they're very young, not when they're age 14, 16, 17. When they're very young, when they're heavily dependent on the parents, the tremendous, intense love and affection the children also display towards their parents. So the question is, we see that this is the best example of the karuna. Today, this best example. So how to cultivate? Is there any possibility for us to cultivate the karuna, the way the mother shows to the child? No, the mother's love towards the child is mostly biological. So it's not that everybody is gifted with the biological, the karuna. So whereas the child's development of intense love towards the mother at the age 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, before like 12 or 13. So at that point, the child's cultivation of this love, tremendous, intense love towards the mother, is not because that he's biologically given. It was simply because of one reason. Day one, the child was born. The child has no feeling of affinity, love towards the mother. He doesn't know that this is my mother. Anybody picks up the child, he's happy, she's happy. And then how come that this child developed such an intense love over the period of 4 years, 5 years, 6 years? It's all because of one reason. That is that I benefit so much from this mother. So you see that mother as a source of benefit. When you see the other side as a source of benefit, then your mind will automatically go towards that. For example, if the child sees a chocolate, then a child will be drawn towards the chocolate. So we are all like the small child, driven towards the benefit. So some people think that the money is the benefit, they go towards the money. Some people think the position is the benefit, they're drawn towards the position. So likewise, in reality, so say if you're able to reflect, if you're able to see that the way this small child developed intense love towards the mother, seeing the mother as the ultimate source of benefit. Likewise, this is something which we can cultivate. So seeing that everyone is a source of benefit for ourselves. So for the time being, we are only thinking about the short-term benefit. Short-term benefit is very suicidal. For example, okay, it's very suicidal. I don't want to go into detail. Whereas if we think about the long-term benefit, for example, let's say the excessive mining, excessive deforestation, we'll not do that. If you think about long-term benefit, okay, our future generation. So this, we should keep them for the future generation. If you think of this, then we will not have deforestation problem. We will not have the untimely, or we will not have the undesired landslide and so forth. And then the excessive mining and taking excessive oil and so forth. If you can really control these things, then all these the pollution, the global warming, all these things will be gone. This will not be there. So with this, we are benefited. So if you can think of the long-term benefit, we see that the whole world is to be seen as interconnected, where the COVID-19 taught us. So if we see that everything is a source of benefit for us, somebody, for an intelligent person to be able to think of the long-term benefit, then we see that everybody should be the source of the treasure for us. They are the treasures for us. And then the moment we see them as a source of treasures, our mind will automatically go towards them. This is what the Buddha taught as the two techniques by which to cultivate the compassion, Karuna. One is remembering all beings as one's the source of benefit in ways of like mothers. And then the other in ways of, say, when the person is, a near and dear one, when the person is a neutral person, when the person is your difficult person. In all three ways, we see that there is a way by which that you grow by means of the compassion. So when you have this compassion, the growing, then we see that your problems can be solved very easily. I like to conclude by giving one example. What happened was that I was assigned to teach Buddhist philosophy to Tibetan students from America, coming from America. That was like several years ago. And this group of students, we divided into two. One, the younger ones from age 6 to age 12, and the other one age 13 to age 19. And the younger group, how can I teach philosophy to them, Buddhist philosophy? They are too young. But then I have to teach, I'm given the assignment. And among these students, about like 20, 30 students, there was one boy, extremely naughty boy, extremely mischievous, always the backbencher. And one time I assigned them to copy something from the blackboard. And this boy was not at all copying anything. And the boy was sitting at the end. And so I skillfully went there and asked him, "Oh, you're not copying." And he said, "Sir, I lost my pen." He was actually telling lies. So what I did was that I was trying to take out pen from my own bag, extra pen, to be given to him. And meanwhile, another girl, the girl who was sitting before him, she shouted at me, said that, "Sir, he's telling lies. He has a pen in his bag. What should I do? If I put my hand in his bag, 100% we are going to get his pen. Whereas if I put my hand in his bag, then he's going to be shamed and he's going to be embarrassed. He's going to suffer. So now what should I do? So if I don't put my hand in his bag, then this girl will be offended because she's telling the truth, and this girl is the best student in this batch. So what I thought was that this girl, being extremely good, she's getting love from everyone. But this boy, being extremely naughty, he's not getting any karuna from anyone. So today is the opportunity for me to give karuna to him. So I did not put my hand in his bag. Instead, I put my hand in my bag and gave him my pen. And the boy reluctantly started to scribble. And the next day, the bell rang, and again I was teaching them the philosophy, and I didn't notice any change there. And the children, because of the attention span is very short, so I was pretending as though like I want your attention for like 1 hour, and the children in 10 minutes their attention disappeared. And then I said that you want to listen to me or not listen to me, that's up to you. If you don't listen to me, when during the break time, I'll ask question. Who's ever give the answer can leave, and all others will stay with me. I'll also not go for the break. Then the bell rang, and everybody, all the children, they were raising their hands. Then I asked one by one. Nobody could give the correct answer. And this naughty boy, he raised his hand. And deep inside me, I just fell down. My spirit just went down. How can I expect you to give the answer? But he gave a brilliant answer. Wow, that's amazing. And believe it or not, that day, he was not in the last bench. He is the front bench, front row. I did not notice that. I was so fascinated that he's in the front row, number one. Number two, that he got all the answers correct. Wow, that's amazing. I said, today you made my day. Thank you so much. You can now leave. And then he just packed the books, and then he went to the door, the threshold, and he did not leave. He was just leaning against the door in a very mischievous way. So this gesture of leaning against the door, this is not a sign of disrespect to the teacher. This is a sign of his love and confidence in the teacher's karuna. So therefore, this child, whether you want to shame this child and sack him out from the class, or bring about transformation, that entirely depends on whether you have the karuna. You have the karuna, this child is transformed overnight. And you don't have the karuna, you will shame him, you may beat him, and you may report him to the principal. So therefore, the karuna is the solution to all the problems. Thank you so much.